Man City are 2 trophies away from getting that treble, and one is the FA Cup. So how do Man United stop this FA Cup from happening? They just have to press City as much as they can and hope for the best, really, because Man City, they're not going to lean off. But for Man City to lose that derby against Man United will be massive, because it means no treble, and it means that Man United have the advantage over Man City. So what I mean by that is they can say that they've basically won an FA Cup final against Man City, which nobody has ever really done. Well, yeah, teams have won against Man City in the FA Cup, but it don't happen many times. I mean, Liverpool did it last year in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, where Liverpool won 3-2 in the semi-final. But if Man United can beat Man City in the FA Cup final, it will be talked about for a very long time. So, here is my FA Cup preview. So, what will the teams be? So, I'm expecting Ten Hag to play Lisandro Martinez. Rashford will be good for scoring the goals. There's also going to be Casemiro as well. Bruno. David De Gea, because he just won the Golden Boot. There's also going to be the likes of Anthony as well if he plays. It's going to be a packed squad for Man United. Man City squad I'd go with maybe Bernardo Silva, Haaland definitely up top, maybe Phil Foden. I think I'd have a Kanji in there maybe. Yeah, it's going to be. I also have Ruben Diaz as well. So yeah, both squads will have their best players in the team, and whoever wins this game, obviously, they'll win a trophy. So one of these teams by the end of the match will win a trophy, and it's going to be an exciting FA Cup final. A Manchester derby has never been in a FA Cup final, so this will be, for neutrals, this will be really, really good to watch. For both Man United and City fans, though, it's going to be nervous. Even though Man City are on course to winning a treble, it will still be nerving, because if Man United do win, then it will be talked about for years and years that Man United won against that Man United beat City in an FA Cup final. It's going to be talked about for years to come. So yeah. Man City, obviously, if we go to like a passing chart, they're going to make the most passes. Whether Man City do make the most passes, because it is mostly dribbles, Man United make the most passes when it comes to games like Derby, and they do it every game, don't they? Yeah, so Man United do make the most passes, and I think it is mostly dribbling that Man City do, because it's Haaland that scores all the time, and he dribbles quite a lot. So yeah, but there is a bit of passing in that Man City team as well, and obviously De Gea, has made the most saves against like Premier League clubs this season. Hence, Golden Glove. Did I say Golden Boot that he'd won? I'm not sure. I'm a million miles away today. So yeah. I meant the Golden Glove. If I did say the Golden Boot, that's only just come to me. So yeah, it will be feisty for both teams, and I think both teams will really, really want to go for this, because Man City didn't win it last year. Last season, I always said last year. Well, it is last year really, because it was 2022. They missed out on it last year in 2022. Neither did Man United. Man United haven't been in an FA Cup final since 2018, might I point out. So yeah, it's going to be a feisty, ferocious game, this is, because both teams obviously nicknamed the Noisy Neighbours. They're both rivals. They are both rivals. And I think United fans will want this the most because they'll want to get something over City for once. So it's going to be Man United that probably want to get this FA Cup. But it's nothing is confirmed yet. So yeah. I think obviously Eric Ten Hag is a brilliant manager. He's won an FA Cup, Carabao Cup already. Well, he could win an FA Cup. And sorry, hay fever, rubbing my eyes. So yeah, um, yeah. Obviously Pep Guardiola will want to go for this because he wants his big treble, and I get why Pep Guardiola would want to win this. I get why Ten Hag would want to win this because that would be his second trophy in the whole time he's been at the club, which is brilliant. And if he does get this FA Cup, Eric Ten Hag, he will be a big nominee for manager of the season. But yeah, and he will be the only manager to win two trophies in the same season if Man United don't well. Man City if they win the Champions League as well. But if Eric Ten Hag does win this FA Cup, he will be the only manager until the Champions League final who has won two trophies in one season. Because it is inevitable that City will probably win the FA Cup final, the Champions League final. But I think most people are expecting a FA Cup win from Man City as well. So yeah, we just have to see what happens, I guess. The players will be fighting for this trophy, and I'm assuming the atmosphere of the fans will be absolutely electric. Let's move on to what do Man City do to stop Man United winning it? So, well, it's quite explanatory. So Man City's squad is the favourites to win the FA Cup because of what talent is in there. You could have a Kanji playing in there, Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz is definitely going to be playing. Might not though. Rico Lewis could maybe play. Stefan Ortega as well will be in goal probably for Man City, as I said earlier on in the video. There's also Haaland will definitely start up front. There's also Phil Foden that can start up front as well. So it's going to be a packed squad for both teams. Man United squad, I mean, Garnacho could maybe play. It's unlikely, but Garnacho could play. And both teams will be attacking the net. And both teams will want those goals. And obviously, if we look at possession, yeah. If we look at possession with both teams, obviously in that 6-3 defeat that Man United had earlier on in the season to Man City, the possession is quite damning to Man United. But Man United did win 2-1 to Man City later on in the season. Obviously, that's not 6-3. Nowhere near 6-3. But obviously, when we take a look at the possession, both teams have different possession because both teams play different football. And it's almost like Man City, they have the most possession in these games, but like they do take chances as well, and Erling Haaland especially takes chances. But Erling Haaland has scored 36 goals in the entirety that he has been the in the entirety that he has been in the Premier League. 36 goals, yeah, in the Premier League. Why my mouse is down here, I'm not quite sure. It just falls off the desk. I'm not. But yeah, I didn't even know it was falling off the desk, to be quite honest. So yeah, if you take a look at those stats, he scored 36 goals already for Man City. He scored he scored 12 in the Champions League, and yeah, FA Cup will be the most important one because because, like, oh yeah, I also forgot to mention Fred as well. Yeah, Fred will be probably part of this Man City squad tomorrow. And also, let's take a look at Casemiro's stats. He is going to be one of the key players if Man City, I keep saying Man City, Man United want to win this derby. Yeah, he has a good amount of goals and a good amount of assists. But the only issue with this one is he has had like three red cards in the Premier League this season. That it's not really an issue, but when they go into the game, if he does get sent off, it will be a massive difference to Man United's squad because Man City's got all that talent, and not only will Man United have 10 men left, but they'll also have one of their key players not on the pitch. So it will be good to have Casemiro not sent off this game, because if he does get sent off, they won't have him for the rest of the. Say it's early in the game, which I don't think he might not get sent off, but you just got to be careful because as you take a look there, he's had three red cards this season. So yeah, one of them I don't think should have counted in the Crystal Palace game. One of the red cards. But yeah, if he does get a red card, Man United would have lost their biggest player. One of their biggest player, not their biggest player. I mean, he might be their biggest player on the pitch tomorrow, but not only will they have lost their biggest player, one of the biggest players, they will have only 10 men on the pitch, and that is not 11 men, so that is one disadvantage to their squad if they get Casemiro sent off, any player sent off for that matter. So there is also, there is also that as well. And the amount of assists some of these players get in both of these teams is ridiculous. Rodri gets a lot of assists for Man City. Obviously, there's like the fact that both teams will be fighting for this because they've both got similar players. And there's also the fact that if Man City do want to challenge the treble, then it's going to be hard for Man United to win this game, I think. And there's obviously Man City have a brilliant squad, but Man United also do as well. But Man City do have a stronger chance of winning this. Both teams have strong chances, but I think Man City have a stronger chance of winning it. So yeah, it's for whoever does win this, yeah, it's going to be a trophy in the cabinet. But yeah, anyway, yeah, the FA Cup final is tomorrow. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, and also turn post notifications on. Like if you're watching the FA Cup final tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.